On this edition of Lexington Now, the 12 Lions Film Festival, Agtech, and Celebrate Lexington. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of September 15th, 2025. The third annual 12 Lions Film Festival is almost here. We caught up with the Kentucky Theater's Hayward Wilkerson, who filled us in on this growing film showcase.
12 Lions, it's the third year we're doing it. It is a juried international film festival here at the Kentucky Theater. This year we will have 48 official selection films from 16 countries. So all those are free. A lot of wonderful narrative films, documentaries, shorts, animated films, and student films. We get hundreds of entries from all around the world, and we have a great team of volunteer jurors that watch every film. And we take this seriously, and we know the people that make the films take this very seriously. So we guarantee that any film that's submitted to 12 Lions, many people, roughly 10 different jurors will view that film. Our goal is to keep it within the Kentucky Theater because we think it's such a beautiful venue to screen films. Of course, that limits it, so it's a pretty exclusive festival. 3 years ago, when we started working on this festival, you wouldn't believe how many meetings were devoted strictly to coming up with a name, and there were a lot of names. And we were going nowhere. We just didn't feel inspired. And then our board chair, Lisa Meek, was in our lobby. If you look up in our lobby, you will see in the plaster friezes that surround the lobby, there are 12 lions. And so we thought that was a somewhat enigmatic, mysterious name, but also a name that has roots to the history of the Kentucky Theater. Every day there's more and more going on here in Lexington to attract people. We do this a week before Keeneland, so if people want to come and see film, they can enjoy. So we just thought the time was ripe in Lexington and to start an international film festival. And the Kentucky's always been dedicated to supporting local and regional filmmakers, and we screen a lot of regional filmmakers in the festival. Every year we've done that. So we want to bring more film to Kentucky, and we want to support Kentucky filmmakers, and we want to show off the beautiful Kentucky Theater as an amazing venue to screen films. We try to do a variety of other things to make the festival fun. So we do filmmaking workshops. Those are free. We're continuing that tradition. We have 4 free filmmaking workshops this year. And then we have a number of special screenings. These are people that aren't within the competition, but we're doing this as special screenings. Thursday night, we're partnering with Apple Shop to do a fundraiser for Kentucky Humanities. So we're going to be showing a groundbreaking documentary called Stranger with a Camera. Then we're kicking off that night with old-time Appalachian music by Chestnut Ridge, and we're going to donate 100% of the gate to Kentucky Humanities. Then on Saturday, Steve Zahn, who now is at Kentucky, who lives in Kentucky, we are debuting his film She Dances, which stars Steve and stars his daughter Audrey Zahn. They will be here. That's at 7 o'clock Saturday. We're going to show the film, debut the film. And then Steve, his daughter, and Haley Fish, who also acts in the film, will do a Q&A afterwards. The film was shot largely in this area within Lexington and the region. So many Lexingtonians and Kentuckians were involved in the production of the film. And we really hope to sell out. We fully expect to see 800 people down here for that film. Then Sunday, another really special treat. Most folks will know Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon is from Lexington. He's a very well-known actor, and he's now a director. He's going to be doing a master class on filmmaking on Sunday at 12:15. And then later in the afternoon, we're doing the Lexington premiere of his first film as a director called Eric LaRue. So we rely heavily on volunteers. As I said, all the people that judge the films, they're volunteers. Our entire committee that organizes this festival, they are volunteers. And we use a lot of volunteers during the festival. If you're interested in volunteering, just send an email to info@kentuckytheater.org, and we will add you to a list, and we will be sending out a call for volunteers within the next few days. The festival starts Thursday, September the 25th. It runs through September the 28th. You can find out in a lot of different ways. You can always call the theater. If you go to kentuckytheater.org, you will see more about the film festival. Or if you go to 12lionsfilmfestival.com, you will also find all of the information. You'll find schedules of events. workshops, these special screenings, and all of the official selection films. If you love film, if you're a filmmaker, if you're a film lover, there's really nothing better this year in Kentucky than coming to 12 Lions Film Festival. You are going to see incredible films from all around the world by emerging and experienced filmmakers. There are workshops on production assistant work, on post-production, on production design. We've got Steve Zahn's going to be here. Michael Shannon is going to be here. So you do not want to miss this if you love film.
Agtech has awarded 3 startups with Bluegrass Agtech Challenge grants. We were there for the ceremony.
I'm excited about the mission at Bluegrass Agtech because I know it will provide growth and career opportunities that will keep my students connected to what I feel is our nation's most important industry. I'm honored to be here today and continue that work of providing opportunities in Agtech in this role, and we're thrilled to have you with us here today as we celebrate innovation in Kentucky agriculture. Our Challenge Grant program is designed to support entrepreneurs who are bringing new ideas and solutions to agriculture. Each year, we invite companies to apply. We carefully review their projects, and the board chooses to invest in those that have the greatest potential to make an impact for Kentucky farmers, our economy, and the environment. Including today's awardees, we provided $925,000 in direct grant funding, which has and will continue to leverage more in private investment and create real opportunities for growth.
As you heard, Agtech, along with the university, the city of Lexington Fayette, and the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, are partners in the Bluegrass Agtech Development Corp. We started with nothing, and we built this very intentionally and very purposely. And like so many initiatives in Lexington, from my point of view, partnerships are what make it work. Partnerships can make anything work. And we really discovered that big time in the pandemic. So we have results from our first round of challenge grants awarded in 2024 that show that this partnership is making progress. We have supported jobs, we've created new jobs, and we have engaged 36 farms in our first round of challenge grants. So we are having an impact not only on the farm, but on the economy. Agriculture is a growing part of Fayette County's economy. A new study just out about a month ago shows agriculture contributes $2.6 billion to Fayette County's economy every single year. That's pretty important for us. The goal of these grants is to grow the number by producing new jobs in ag tech. And I do want to reference back many, many years when I was on a council, not as a council member on the council, and I used to have these conversations with Pierce Lyons. He'd say, Linda, we have all the parts. We have the land, we have the tech, we have the people. Let's do this. You can kind of hear him say this. And so we want Lexington, we want Kentucky and the Bluegrass to become the international hub of ag tech business. This is why we are doing this, to raise ag tech to where it needs to be here. So I congratulate all of our first round winners, some of whom are here, and now we have our second round. And we're very excited to announce the 3 winners of our Bluegrass Agtech Challenge grants. And as I say the name of the company, I would like to invite a representative up to receive a plaque. First is Campbell Inc., which transforms byproducts of corn production into compostable food containers, which are alternatives to plastic packaging. Congratulations. Second, Orb Technologies, which produces building material from straw and grass crops. How awesome is that? And third, Santerre International, which is developing a process, I love this one too, that converts invasive carp into fertilizer. How awesome is that? Please come forward.
When we come back, Celebrate Lexington. Welcome back to Lexington Now. Celebrate Lexington presented a special award this past week.
Celebrate Lexington's vision is to create a community that actively participates in preserving and celebrating Lexington's unique character. Among our signature efforts, we have planted 8,000 daffodils across Lexington to honor our champions. We have a few pictures around the room that we've tried to place so you all can see them. We've created 3 book trails in Lexington parks, and we've helped create and actively promote our official city flower, the coneflower.
So every year, and especially this year, it's very important to me to be here for the presentation of the Isabel Yates Community Champion Award. Isabel was a very dear friend of mine for many years, and when I first came on the council, she was the vice mayor. And what a role model I had as a brand new council member. She was just awesome. And this is such a wonderful way to remember Isabel and everything she did for our community. And Isabel would be so pleased and excited about today's announcement, Harry. The 2025 winner of the 9th Annual Isabel Yates Community Champion Award is Harry Clark.
So Harry Clark retired as a professor at the University of Kentucky School of Music in 2011. After 43 years of service there and after a teaching career of over 50 years. He was the UK Director of Band for 21 of those years, which I found amazing. I love that. Beginning in 1968. In 1989, he was appointed as the Director of School of Music, where the school grew into one of UK's prestigious areas of excellence. During those 43 years at UK, he taught instrumental music education and was Director of Student Teaching in Music. He was elected to the City Council in 2012, during which time he was on the Planning and Public Works, Public Safety, and General Government Committees, and the Corridors Commission. He has continued his work in public service, including many committees, boards, and commissions, such as Picnic with the Pops, Tree Board, Trees Lex, Water Quality Fees, the Moon Dance Foundation, Friends of the Arboretum, America in Bloom, thank you, Bluegrass Trust for Historic Preservation, and most recently as president of Opera Lex, in support of the internationally known UK Opera program. During his career at UK, he was presented with 2 Kentucky Colonel Awards. He currently serves as a member of the Lexington Board of Adjustment. Before his appointment to the faculty, he served as Director of Fine Arts Services and wrote the Sunday column, The Fine Arts, for the Lexington Herald Leader. Harry has been a member of the Kentucky Music Educators Association for 62 years, where he was awarded its Distinguished Service Award and served as chairman of its Futures Committee. He admits that the 3 most fun experiences in his life was his membership in the Lexington Philharmonic French Horn Section, his short time as director of the Calvary Baptist Church Choir, and 14 years as a Little League baseball coach, including several years coaching all-star tournament teams. Certainly a highlight in his life was being honored by UK for his work there and in public service with an honorary doctor's degree. Harry insists that the best of his life is his 46 years of marriage to Mary Beth Stevens Clark and the success of their son, Matthew.
I love this city. I love this city. I love its people. I love its energy. I love its opportunities. I love its land, if you know what I mean. So, as far as I'm concerned, community service to this city is an absolute honor. And I'm so thankful to receive this award, and I want to thank you all so much for thinking of me to do this. I think of Lexington as the best place in the world to live, and if I had to live any place else, I think I'd be unhappy. This is the only place in the world I want to live. So if I can do anything to help Lexington, I've always wanted to do that. And so this is kind of the epitome of that kind of service, and I appreciate it so much. You all have been so good to me, and it's good to have met so many of you. And we go way back to American Bloom a long time ago, didn't we, don't we, Ann? And so it's kind of neat to say that, you know, I was at the beginning of this organization in a sense. So again, thank you all so very much.
.250 Lex Equinox Jazz Fest is this week, and there is a lineup of incredible musicians. Here's more.
Today we're here to talk about Equinox Jazz Fest, presented by Origins Jazz Series and .250 Lex. Equinox Jazz Fest is set to take place September 17th through the 21st, with several events taking place right here at the Kentucky Theater. From intimate showcases to explosive headliner performances, the Jazz Fest embodies the spirit that has driven jazz forward for over a century. The events will offer audiences the chance to witness compelling jazz musicians in settings designed for genuine musical appreciation and community connection.
We said we wanted to create events that were interesting, inclusive, and memorable. And I think if you come, and we encourage everybody to get that festival pass, as a matter of fact, so you don't miss a darn thing, you're going to see that.
Equinox Jazz Fest, a 5-day celebration of world-class jazz concerts starting on September 17th through September 21st. That's 9 events over a 5-day period, with the majority of them being presented here in the historic Kentucky Theater. Jazz is this country's most original art form. It is the music that is uniquely American, and its influence on the shaping of American culture is profound and indelible. Given Lex 250's commitment to the authentic telling of our great city, of the story of our great city, it is only appropriate that jazz music be highlighted and uplifted by way of this wonderful festival. At the Equinox Jazz Fest, you will be able to witness the full spectrum of contemporary jazz, from established legends to rising stars, an amazing array of vocal artistry as well as instrumental virtuosity. You'll experience the intimacy of small groups, as well as the explosive dynamism of the big band. Our performing artists will range from musicians of international renown to brilliant emerging artists who are regional and local favorites.
On Wednesday evening, the 17th of September, we have Brandon Meeks and his quintet from Indianapolis, an amazing blend of jazz with hip-hop and neo-soul and blues. Then on Thursday evening is another one that we're really excited about for its ability to call back to some of the most jazz musicians in Lexington. The Oslin Daily Jazz Tet is performing with a vocalist named Rose Colella from Los Angeles. And the thing that strikes me about Rose is that she reminds me so much of Gail Winters, who is one of our stalwart jazz musicians here in Lexington, who sadly is no longer with us. On Friday evening is my personal moment to shine as part of the OJS All-Stars. This is our all-star big band that we've performed in this very space in the Kentucky Theater twice now, performing the Duke Ellington Nutcracker. And it's an amalgamation of musicians from Lexington and the greater region, all folks who have performed as part of Origins Jazz Series in their careers. And this concert is a special one where we're paying homage to the Narcotic Farm, which, for those who are unfamiliar, what is now Federal Medical Center on Leestown Road. In 1935, it opened as the Narcotic Farm, and it was the first drug rehab prison in the entire country. As a result of the population they served and jazz's history with narcotics, some of the greatest musicians in jazz history ended up at the Narcotic Farm, including Chet Baker, Sonny Rollins, Dexter Gordon, Ray Charles. And that history, as well as the complex history of that facility, is something that's really worth telling the history of more often. And I know some people will be very, very familiar, but many are still in the dark about that. So this big band concert features all compositions that are associated with those performers in one way or another. And we're joined by the amazing Camille Thurman on saxophone and voice for that performance, who had the most audacious press clipping of anyone on the festival. Downbeat said that, imagine if Sarah Vaughan could also play saxophone like Dexter Gordon. And that takes us to Saturday, which is our biggest, fullest day. At 10 a.m. at the Farmers Market, we'll have a group named Brazucas, who will bring the music of Brazil to us. Moving on, a collaboration with Outside the Spotlight at 3:30 in the State Theater here at the Kentucky Theater. And that's Outside the Spotlight is one of our family of musical organizations here in Lexington that focuses on creative, spontaneous, improvised music. And this is an awesome concert with Tim Daisy and Chris Corsano. Then we finish the night off with our two biggest headliners, NEA jazz master Kenny Garrett and drummer, producer, songwriter Nate Smith. And then on Sunday, we finish the festival out with two great performances, the Kentucky State University Generations Jazz Ensemble and Candace Springs, who I'll throw my own audacious press clipping out here now. Imagine if you blended Norah Jones and Alicia Keys into one artist. She's that good as a pianist and as a vocalist, and we're lucky to have her here in Lexington for a second time, and she absolutely blew us away the last time.
Lots of live meeting coverage is coming on Lex TV and streaming online this week ahead of fall break. And remember, you can also find the most up-to-date information on non-televised city business at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.